What if I told you that your words, just a few simple words, have the power to completely change your reality? That the right words, repeated with intention, could shift your energy, rewire your mind, and attract wealth, success, and abundance straight into your life? Sounds crazy, right? But science backs it up, and today we're diving into the exact process that has helped people manifest their biggest desires, including winning the lottery, just by repeating the right words. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a "my moment is now" in the comments below. Because by the end of this video, you'll realize just how powerful you really are. Let's get started. Imagine waking up tomorrow to find that all your dreams are already part of your reality. Picture a life where abundance, joy, and purpose aren't just distant ideas but the very fabric of your everyday experience. The ability to create a life like this isn't some far-fetched fantasy. It's an opportunity waiting to be unlocked through the power of words and thought. Every word you speak carries energy, and every emotion vibrates at a unique frequency. According to Joe Dispenza's teachings, these frequencies have the extraordinary ability to rewire the brain and reshape reality. When a specific set of words is repeated with deep emotion, it's not just a verbal exercise. It's a powerful act of transformation that programs the subconscious mind. This process isn't about luck or chance. It's about intentionally rewiring your inner world. The brain clings to familiar patterns, replaying memories and habits from the past. But the mind itself has no limits. It's a creative tool capable of shaping a future that defies old limitations. With every deliberate repetition of carefully chosen affirmations, the mind begins to break free from outdated beliefs and align with the energy of possibility. This practice isn't about chasing fleeting moments of success. It's about settling into a state of certainty where your desired outcome is already present in every cell of your being. Science backs this up. As Dr. Joe Dispenza explains, repeatedly activating neural circuits strengthens new pathways, gradually replacing old habits with fresh patterns of thought and behavior. In this way, the simple act of repeating empowering words can become the catalyst for profound change. When the heart is fully engaged and gratitude is felt as if the desired reality is already here, the energy released acts as a magnet, drawing in opportunities that resonate with that same frequency. Consider a scenario where someone, in the face of daily challenges, makes the conscious decision to cultivate feelings of gratitude and trust, even before tangible results appear. This intentional shift in emotion sets off a ripple effect that transforms their environment. The universe, as Joe Dispenza teaches, responds to these vibrations, aligning circumstances with a high-energy frequency of success and abundance. It's as if reality itself is compelled to reflect an inner state of certainty and joy. Too often, people wait for external circumstances to change before allowing themselves to feel fulfillment and prosperity. But the secret is to flip that approach. Feel success and abundance first, and then watch them manifest in every area of life. Consistency is key. Every morning and every night, repeating affirmations with unwavering conviction gradually rewires the mind, replacing old self-limiting patterns with a new script of limitless possibilities. Beliefs act as invisible blueprints, shaping perception and action. When beliefs are rooted in scarcity or doubt, they confine experiences within narrow limitations. But when they are fueled by the energy of possibility and abundance, they open the door to an entirely new dimension of opportunity. Joe Dispenza's work highlights that belief isn't just an abstract concept. It has measurable effects on brain chemistry and overall well-being. Repeatedly affirming a positive, abundant vision strengthens the neural connections that support a reality where all aspirations are within reach. Every great breakthrough in history started as a spark of belief, an idea that existed in the mind long before it materialized in the world. The process of creation begins internally. Before any external proof appears, the inner world must shift with unwavering conviction and heartfelt emotion. When a state of gratitude and certainty is fully embraced, it naturally sets the stage for extraordinary events to unfold, as the energy projected outward creates a feedback loop with the universe. The simple act of speaking affirmations becomes a powerful ritual. It's not just the repetition of words that makes the difference, it's the deep feeling behind them. When gratitude, joy, and certainty infuse every expression, those words become more than just sounds. They become the foundation of a new reality. This approach isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about actively creating it, aligning every thought, emotion, and action with a vision of a better future. There is a transformative power in rethinking the language used to describe life. By consciously choosing words that reflect abundance rather than lack, one can reshape internal dialogue and in turn external reality. The energy contained in those words acts like a spark, igniting change throughout the system. Each intentional repetition is like a brushstroke painting a vibrant new picture on the canvas of destiny. Ultimately, the key to an abundant life lies in the deep understanding that reality isn't fixed. It's a fluid, dynamic construct that responds to the energy of belief. When thoughts and emotions align with a vision of limitless possibilities, the world naturally shifts to reflect that inner truth. When energy changes, the universe responds accordingly. The repeated use of affirmations is proof of this principle, a practical method for transforming a life marked by limitations into one overflowing with potential. On the journey to a reimagined future, every word spoken with intention becomes another step toward making dreams a reality. The power to transform reality doesn't lie in external circumstances, but in the simple, daily act of choosing to believe in what's possible. With every carefully repeated word, the mind is rewired, and a new world is born, one that is abundant, vibrant, and entirely within reach. Reprogramming the mind is about consciously reshaping thought patterns to align with a life of possibilities and abundance. The subconscious is like a garden. Every thought planted in it becomes something real. But most people go through life unaware of the seeds they're planting. Doubt, fear, and limitation take root without permission, shaping beliefs like success is out of my reach, or I'm not good enough. These beliefs aren't facts. They're just patterns the brain has repeated so often that they feel like truth. The mind, however, is incredibly adaptable. With consistent effort, those limiting patterns can be rewired, old thoughts can be uprooted, and new empowering beliefs can take their place. But before that can happen, the first step is awareness. The average person has thousands of thoughts each day, most of them on repeat. If those repeated thoughts are negative, they carve deep grooves in the brain, making it harder to break free from the past. The key to change is interrupting this cycle, catching those old thoughts before they fire off and replacing them with something new. It's about actively choosing thoughts that align with a better reality. Repetition is what makes this shift stick. Just like habits are formed through repeated actions, new beliefs take root through repeated thoughts. Affirmations are one of the simplest ways to do this. When someone repeats, "I am abundant," or "I am worthy of success," the subconscious starts to accept it. At first, the mind might resist. After all, it's been running on old programming for years. But with persistence, those new thoughts start to feel natural, and over time, they become the dominant narrative. Visualization is another powerful technique. When someone vividly imagines their desired outcome, feeling the emotions as if it's already real, the brain responds as though the experience is happening in real time. As Dr. Joe Dispenza explains, the brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and one that's imagined in detail. This process strengthens new neural connections and helps condition the body to align with the desired reality. But thoughts alone aren't enough. Emotion is the fuel that makes these techniques effective. Positive affirmations only work when they're paired with elevated emotions like joy, gratitude, and excitement. These emotions amplify the signal sent to the subconscious, reinforcing the new beliefs. The stronger the emotion, the deeper the imprint on the mind. Reprogramming the mind doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing practice. But the results are life-changing. When thoughts, emotions, and actions align, the outer world begins to shift in response. Everything in the universe is energy, including thoughts and emotions. The frequencies we emit determine what we attract. When the mind is stuck in scarcity, it sends out a signal that attracts more lack. But when someone consistently feels gratitude, abundance, and joy, they emit a high-frequency signal that draws in better opportunities and experiences. Joe Dispenza emphasizes that the universe responds to the energy we put out. If the goal is to create success, health, or love, it's not enough to just wish for it while feeling doubt or frustration. The key is to embody the feeling of already having it. When that emotional state becomes the default, it triggers a chain reaction that aligns reality with a new internal state. Consistency is what makes the difference. Scattered energy, bouncing between belief and doubt, weakens the signal. But when focus is maintained on a clear intention, reinforced by repetition, visualization, and emotion, the mind and body begin working together to create it. This kind of alignment makes manifestation feel effortless because it's no longer about chasing something. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts it. Self-reflection is an important part of this process. Regularly checking in on thought patterns can reveal whether the mind is operating from fear or faith. This awareness allows for adjustments, making it easier to stay aligned with a vision of success. It's like tuning an instrument. Small refinements make a big difference in the overall sound. Science backs this up. When the mind is fully immersed in a positive visualization, paired with strong emotion, new neural pathways form. Over time, these pathways become the brain's default setting, shaping behaviors and decisions in ways that create lasting change. Dr. Joe Dispenza's work highlights this process, showing that transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable when the right techniques are practiced consistently. Reprogramming the mind isn't about forcing change, it's about shifting the inner world so that the outer world naturally follows. Actions play a role in shaping reality, too. The more someone embodies the energy of their desired future, the more easily it materializes. When these principles are fully embraced, the mind stops being a prison of past limitations and becomes the most powerful tool for creation. This is the essence of personal transformation, learning to direct the mind with intention, align energy with possibility, and become a magnet for success, abundance, and joy. The human mind is like a supercomputer, constantly running programs beneath the surface, shaping every decision, reaction, and outcome in life. Yet most people never question the programs they're running. They assume their thoughts are facts, their emotions are automatic, and their circumstances are just the way they are. But what if that wasn't true? What if life isn't just happening to you, but actually responding to you? Every belief a person holds acts like a filter, shaping how they see reality. And the most dangerous beliefs aren't the obvious ones. They're the ones so deeply ingrained that they don't even seem like beliefs. Thoughts like "I'm not good enough," "success is for other people," or "things never work out for me" don't just exist in the mind, they shape behavior. They determine how someone approaches opportunities, how they react to setbacks, and even whether they try to change their situation at all. And here's the shocking part: these beliefs don't come from reality. They come from interpretations of past experiences. If a child is repeatedly told they're not smart enough, or if they experience rejection early on, their brain creates a story: "I must not be capable." That story gets repeated so many times that it becomes an identity. From that moment on, every failure reinforces it, and every success gets dismissed as luck or coincidence. That's why so many people feel stuck. It's not that they're incapable, it's that they believe they are. And the brain will do everything it can to prove its own beliefs right. The mind and body run on patterns. If someone wakes up every day with the same thoughts, they'll make the same decisions, feel the same emotions, and reinforce the same reality. Their brain will fire the same neural circuits, their body will release the same chemicals, and their subconscious will keep running the same outdated programs. And here's the key: nothing changes until the pattern is broken. The first step toward transformation is awareness. Most people live on autopilot, reacting to life instead of creating it. But the moment they stop and observe their own thoughts, they take back control. When the internal state changes, external actions start to align. They begin to see opportunities where they once saw limitations. They act from confidence instead of fear, attract solutions instead of problems. But none of this happens overnight. The brain has been wired for years, sometimes decades, to operate in certain ways. That's why repetition is crucial. One positive thought won't change anything, but repeated and consistent reinforcement will. Just like a muscle strengthens with exercise, new beliefs become dominant with practice. Neuroscience research shows that when a thought is repeated enough, the brain physically changes. New neural pathways form, old patterns weaken, and before long, what once seemed impossible starts to feel natural. But the biggest challenge is stepping into the unknown. The brain resists change, even when the change is good. That's why so many people stay stuck in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, or routines that bring no growth, because familiarity feels safe. But safety isn't the goal. Growth is. And growth only happens when someone steps outside their comfort zone. Every time someone takes an action that contradicts their old beliefs, whether it's speaking up when they used to stay silent, saying yes to an opportunity they once feared, or simply believing in themselves for the first time, they weaken their old programming. They send a new signal to the brain: this is who I am now. And the more they reinforce that signal, the faster their external world begins to shift. Transformation isn't about luck. It's not about waiting for the right circumstances or hoping for a miracle. It's about becoming the person who already has what they desire. When thoughts, emotions, and actions align with the future self, reality has no choice but to follow. This is the real secret. It's not about forcing change, it's about adopting a new identity. When that shift happens, everything else falls into place. Life doesn't change first. You do. And when you do, the world reflects it back to you in ways you never thought possible. Imagine waking up every morning feeling like life is just happening to you. The same routines, the same emotions, the same struggles playing on repeat, as if you were stuck in an invisible loop. But what if that loop wasn't random? What if the reality you experience every day is simply the result of patterns your brain has been reinforcing over and over again? What if, by changing those patterns, you could create something completely different? Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that the brain is wired to form habits, and once those habits take hold, they become automatic. Every time you think a thought, take an action, or feel an emotion, your brain strengthens the neural pathways that support it. The more you repeat something, the more natural it feels, whether it benefits you or not. That's why so many people struggle to break free from limiting beliefs. They've unconsciously trained their brains to see life a certain way. But here's the good news: just like those patterns were created, they can also be rewritten. At first, creating new patterns might feel uncomfortable, even unnatural. The brain resists change because it's wired to keep things familiar. That's why, when people try to think positively or act differently, it often feels forced. The mind pulls them back to old habits, whispering, "This isn't you. This won't work." But that resistance isn't a sign to stop. It's proof that change is happening. And if they push through, if they keep repeating new thoughts and actions, those patterns that once felt unfamiliar start to feel natural. The key is consistency. Transformation doesn't happen in a single moment of inspiration. It happens through daily, deliberate effort. This is where repetition becomes the most powerful tool of all. The subconscious mind, which controls most of our behavior, doesn't distinguish between truth and repetition. It simply accepts whatever it's exposed to most often. That means if you constantly feed it doubt, fear, and limitations, it will adopt those beliefs as reality. But if you repeatedly affirm confidence, success, and abundance, it will accept those instead. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating visualization and affirmations as a one-time thing. Saying something once or imagining a better future every now and then won't create real change. The subconscious mind needs repeated exposure. That's why elite athletes mentally rehearse their victories over and over before stepping onto the field. They don't just hope to win, they train their minds to accept success as inevitable. And the same principle applies to any area of life. But consistency isn't just about repeating the same words or actions, it's about repeating the right ones. It means holding on to your vision even when it looks like nothing is changing. It means speaking words of power even when your circumstances don't reflect them yet. It means trusting the process, knowing that energy is shifting beneath the surface long before results appear. Imagine how a tree's roots push through concrete. They don't break the pavement in an instant, they grow steadily, expanding little by little until the surface gives way. That's exactly how the mind works. Small, consistent efforts don't just lead to change, they make it inevitable. The problem is, most people quit before momentum kicks in. They expect immediate results, and when they don't see them, they fall back into old habits. But the ones who persist, the ones who commit to their transformation even when it seems like nothing is happening, those are the ones who succeed. Every time a thought, an action, or a belief is repeated, the neural pathways supporting it get stronger. And the stronger they become, the more they shape reality. If someone constantly tells themselves they're not good enough, that belief solidifies. But if they start reinforcing a new belief, I am capable, I am worthy, "I am in control," that becomes their truth instead. Our external reality is a direct reflection of our internal state. The energy we radiate through our thoughts and emotions determines what we attract into our lives. If someone constantly focuses on what's missing, on what's wrong, their mind will filter reality to confirm those fears. But the moment they shift their focus, when they start looking for opportunities instead of problems, gratitude instead of frustration, their world begins to change. The brain's reticular activating system, the part responsible for filtering information, starts showing evidence of the new reality they're training it to accept. Taking responsibility for this inner world is the first step in creating a new outer reality. Your reality isn't something you just stumble into. It's something you create, moment by moment, thought by thought. The patterns you reinforce today shape the life you'll live tomorrow. So why not start rewiring your mind for success, abundance, and limitless possibilities? If this video was helpful, don't forget to hit like. It helps more people discover this message. Now, here's my question for you. What's one belief you're ready to let go of, and what new belief will you replace it with? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're manifesting. Thanks for watching, and remember, you have the power to shape your future. Keep going, keep believing, and I'll see you in the next video.